Arizona, the last of the contiguous states to join the Union on Valentine's Day, 1912, Arizona is known for its deserts, high heat, and mile-deep Grand Canyon, which is one of the 7 wonders of the natural world. But Arizona isn't just desert and canyons. The northern part of the state is filled with mountains, ski resorts, forests, and creepy crawlies. Famous people from Arizona include Apache leaders Cochise and Geronimo, labor leader Cesar Chavez, politician Barry Goldwater, Wonder Woman actress Linda Carter, and singer Linda Ronstadt. And then, of course, there are the monsters. This is Chasing American Monsters. Mogollon Monster. The Mogollon Rim is an almost 2,000-foot escarpment that runs through the central part of Arizona. Covered in ponderosa pine forest, it's the perfect hiding place for the Mogollon Monster. As first reported in the Arizona Republican in 1903, I.W. Stevens encountered the bipedal Mogollon Monster close to the Grand Canyon. It was drinking the blood of mountain lions. The human-looking creature with long white hair and a beard that, quote, reached to his knees, unquote, sported 2-inch claws on its fingers. When the monster noticed Stevens, it threatened him with a club. Throughout the years, the Mogollon Monster had been described as black, gray, or white, square-headed or round, but all reports are of a tall, hair-covered being on 2 legs with a human-like hairless face. Although many people have equated the monster to Bigfoot, one hiker claims the monster is a troll. When hiking the Mogollon Rim Canyon Point Sinkhole Trail, the hiker saw the creature on its knees, drinking water from a pool making, quote, noises like a pig, unquote. The troll had long, bluish-gray hair and a human-like face full of bumps. When it saw her, the troll stood on 2 legs and ran away. This sounds much more like the club-wielding bloodsucker from 1903 than any Bigfoot anyone has reported. Dragons. Further south is Tombstone, an 1800s boomtown that was the location of a famous gunfight at the OK Corral, a shootout between the Clanton gang on one side and the lawmen Wyatt, Virgil, and Morgan Earp, and Doc Holliday on the other. Tombstone was also once known for a dragon. According to Mysteries and Miracles of Arizona, by Jack Cutts, 2 cowboys rode into Tombstone on June 7, 1890, with the skin of what they claimed to be a giant flying lizard they killed outside of town. The cowboys chased the beast on horseback before shooting and killing it. The dragon measured 92 feet long, with an 80-foot wingspan, an 8-foot-long head, and eyes, quote, the size of dinner plates, unquote, the cowboys claimed. The battle was captured in the April 26, 1890, Tombstone Epitaph newspaper. Werewolves. Werewolves in various forms have existed in many cultures across the world. From the medieval European werewolf that dominates horror movies, to Native American skinwalkers, the image of a man changing into a beast has terrified people for centuries. Sitting safely in a cozy house, watching television, the werewolf stalking the night is nothing but legend. But for a group of teenagers in Temp, that idea is dead wrong. From a 2009 interview, the glow of city lights bathed the Arizona night in gray as 4 teenagers walked onto the Shalimar Golf Course in Temp. Earl, now an adult, was in high school when he and his friends grew bored with their weekly Bible study meetings and walked outside onto the course. My girlfriend says something like, "Hey, something just jumped out of the palm tree," Earl said. The trees were approximately 35 feet tall, So the other teens laughed and resumed their conversation. A few seconds later, she lets out a blood-curdling scream. Just pure shocked terror, Earl said. As Earl turned toward his girlfriend, he saw something he couldn't believe. I look in the direction and there's a creature lumbering along the wall toward us, Earl said. It was as tall as me, 6 foot, hunched over, huge snout, something like a werewolf. The beast, blacker than the night surrounding it, lunged toward the teens, and they ran. It was chasing after us, Earl said. It was running along the wall toward me and I just turned and ran. I didn't think to look back. The teens never saw the thing again. Although, something about the encounter still confuses Earl. It was in the middle of town, he said. That's what always gets me about that thing. It wasn't out in the woods or in a secluded cabin, but in Tempe, Arizona. Giants. Gigantic human remains, sometimes with red hair, have been reported across America, many of them in the desert southwest. A giant human skull was once found in the cliff dwelling south of Winslow, Arizona, according to the Complete Guide to Mysterious Beings, by the great paranormal investigator, John Keel. Quote, "It was so big that a size 7E Stetson was placed on it, and looked like one of those tiny hats merrymakers wear on New Year's. The skull also had a gold tooth." Workers reportedly discovered a huge stone coffin in Fort Crittenden in 1891. The coffin held a skeleton that measured 12 feet tall and had 12 toes. A man named Samuel Hubbard is said to have found the mummified bodies of 2 giant humans, 15 to 18 feet tall, in a cave in the Grand Canyon in 1923. This is 14 years after the Phoenix Gazette published the account of an explorer, G. Kincaid, who said he discovered a cave in the canyon filled with Egyptian artifacts, including mummies.